Wait, I'll show you guys a clip. Necros scripting. Response to the scripting accusations. Necros hacking. Bust video. This shit is so funny. It's just him playing the game. Wait, this is the actual clip. This is the actual clip that Necros got accused of cheating for. He like 180s on a Pharah really hard. That. Is he cheating? He just plays stupid high sense and 180s a lot. And this time happened to be on her. That shit was crazy. What the fuck? Alright, I don't think you should blame anyone. Blaming people is mean. And think about it. Has anything good ever happened from someone flaming another person in game? Sure, there's the 1 in a million occasion that the other guy gets inspired and is like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and then actually plays better. But most of the time you just make them sad or angry, and then they throw or they play worse. So you're just being mean for no reason. You're just mean. It support, tank, DPS, but just don't flame anyone. This is just mean. I don't know if you have you guys ever seen me flame anyone? I don't flame anyone unless they flame me first. Then I fight back because I won't just take it, you know? Oh, I do instigate. Okay, that is a bad habit that I have. I apologize. I'm a little bit of an instigator. It's just really funny. And most of the time it's already cooked. Like if my teammates are fighting, it's already cooked. So I like to stir the fire a little bit, you know, I like to stoke the flame. Yeah, I complain about people to my stream and I complain about people to my friends that I'm gaming with. But I'll never say it to them. Because that's just mean. Yeah. And it's like suboptimal. One skill in ranked competitive games where you have teammates is how you interact with people. Like in Valorant, if you have previous experience as a babysitter, you'll actually be much better at ranked. Because in a lot of games, you have to babysit your teammates. They're like 14-year-old boys, and they're all like, rah, you suck. Rah, you're horrible. Rah, nope, I'm richer than you, and I have a nice watch, and I smurf your peak. And you have to be like, boys, calm down. Calm down. There's no reason to fight. Let's win this game. And then they're like, sorry. And then you win. I always said I should be getting paid hourly to play Valorant Ranked because I really am babysitting. And you know what? That's the same thing in Marvel Rivals sometimes. You have to learn to babysit. You gotta keep your teammates from tilting, and being nice to them is a good way. Let's see. Are there any more? What else did he say?
No matter if your supports are bad, never shit talk the one person who actually why don't shit talk your support and you're gonna lose again.
Yeah, I don't think support should get any special privilege of shit talking. You shouldn't shit talk anyone. Wait, let's see what else is there about Necros. 32,000.
I was gonna go support.
Going on support strike. Thanks, Necros.
I'm actually on strike. Not gonna play support. I'm a support main, but because of what Necros said, I'm just not gonna play it. I'm on strike. They finally killed me, even though I'm on support strike. 9-1, by the way.
You have the combined logic of an acorn and a bowl of soup.
What does that even mean?
Brother, what? I'm a flex player.
Playing Rocket, playing Loki, all that's way harder than any DPS in this game.
This is rage bait.
And that's why I'm on strike.
Bro, they can heal themselves, they can escape, they do everything, bro, and they are perpetually unkillable. Their ults are not stoppable.
This is so funny.
Everybody's ults in this game can be stopped or halted or some way, shape, or form.
Why is he buying it? You can't break
Everybody's
that.
ult in this game
You can't break that. That door opens when the map changes.
Healer ults cannot be stopped, bro. How about you fucking learn the game before you start talking nonsense?
Yeah, and because of that, that's another 50 games on strike. Thanks a lot.
don't give a fuck. I hope you never
Too
play
bad.
healer again and shut the fuck up about it.
I was gonna go.
That's another 50 games on strike. There's gotta be some more Necros stuff.
If a streamer's hot take is the literal reason why this latest season of Marvel Rivals has been so trash, I'm not even the slightest bit surprised. I appreciate that developers
Whoa.
behind Marvel Rivals are taking the opinions of casuals, which are, you know, the majority of the player base, compared to most other live service developers who somehow
Necros ruined Marvel Rivals Season 2.
value the opinions of live streamers, you know, the ones who make up a fraction of the player base. But I'm not kidding when I say that if it literally took
my
Necros'
gosh.
quote-unquote hot take to send the amount of people who queue as support in the game to suddenly take a nosedive, nobody has learned a single thing about how trash streamers are when it comes to their hot takes. You gotta put it in numbers, like 99.99% of people who play video games, you know, the live service ones, are mostly going to be casuals who go into the game after a hard day of work and just play to decompress. Most opinions that come from the casuals, you know, the people who make up the majority of the player base, talk about balance in terms of how it could make the game more malleable and flow better. And now take a streamer's opinion on the video game. Somebody who plays this game non-stop, day in and day out. It is their job to play that game. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should even be surprised that if you play a video game for long enough, day in and day out, eventually you're going to start brewing some things in your head that just sound out of the wazoo. And in this case, it is Necros saying that support players are quote-unquote useless. That is not even a hot take. That is a terrible
Wait.
take. That is an unfounded take. Next time you
Where is this Necros clip? I want to know what he actually said. Necros and Boger don't decide what the devs decide. Hey, there's a comment. I saw a video of Boger defending his take.
keep note of how many times you ever engage with an enemy and you have no support nearby. How long does that fight last, and is it even any fun? The answer is that it is way too fast and you have zero fun doing it. It has been months
What? If you're in a 1v1 and there's no supports, the fight is way too fast and you have zero fun doing it.
and it should be elementary at this point to understand that support players
I
in
don't
Marvel
know about
Rivals
that one.
are literally the legs that hold up team composition. You cannot roll queue a single match in Marvel Rivals without any support and somehow not only win, but have a fun time. If a
I mean, that's true. Wait, what's this?
How many times have you died and you hear this?
I am ready to put on a show.
How many times have you died and you hear that? It pisses me off so
A lot.
much. For real, I can't lie. It's so annoying to get support players that's just all too late. Or like a tank dies, two tanks die, and then you hear, I am ready to put on a show. Yay, yeah, put on a show for their cold, dead corpses.
This is all so nothing. What? What is this? Why does this have so much attention and drama? What's happening?
I think the act of healing can be easy. Like, dude, the whole thing about what's harder, like, I know, like, apparently Necros said healing's the easiest thing in the world. Like, I think it's the easiest, like, objective.
Oh,
like, sit
wait,
back,
what's the
hopefully not
clip?
get dove, and put heals out. Yeah, it's a super simple concept. But when you add, when you're
Thoughts on
going up
Necros
against
killing the
players
Pope?
like Necros, who all they want to do is fuck with the healers and dive them with Spider-Man and all the shit that they play, it becomes a shit show.
Okay. Get your clips ready. Wait, there's so many people in chat typing. I got nervous. Let me drink some water. Hold on. All right. I think some strategist heroes, for example, Rocket Raccoon and Luna Snow, they are the easiest heroes to get value out of in the game. But there's also lots of potential to have very high skill, especially with like Cloak and Dagger and Luna, the Luna Freeze, the Cloak and Dagger Cloak, the Rocket doing damage and using your ultimate in a way that the other team can't break it. I think it is easy to get almost maximum value out of Rocket Raccoon and Luna and Cloak and Dagger, right? Like if you're playing Rocket, you're living forever, you're spamming right click on people, you heal, and you're putting down your respawn beacon when it's off cooldown. You are playing Rocket Raccoon at 99% potential. You know what I mean? But and you can achieve this when you're like, I don't know, platinum. But you play Spider-Man and you're platinum. You're playing Spider-Man at 30% potential. You know what I mean? You're playing Psylocke, you're playing Magic, you're playing Hela at 30% potential. Mm, mm, mm. You get me? But that extra 1% of value, that extra 3%, 5%, 10% on whatever support you're talking about is very, very difficult to squeeze out and very high skill. Especially when you're playing against dive. If you have a Loki playing against dive and your Loki sucks Chungus, you're not gonna have a good time. But if Loki's not playing against dive and he's just placing his clones down and shooting his team with healing and pressing shift occasionally and copying his ult a lot, then he's playing at what, like 80%, 90% potential? You know what I mean? So I think when you're playing against dive is when strategist skill really shines, and the difference between a very good strategist and a not so good one shows. But up until then, it is very easy to get value out of support. Much easier than it is to get like 90% value out of pretty much any other role, I would say. I think that's it. It's a bit more nuanced. So that's why people say like, oh, strategists are boosted, because you don't have to be as good at Rocket Raccoon, for example, to get the same value out of someone who has to be like as good at Black Panther to get the same value. You know what I mean? Like, I have to have 5,000 hours on Black Panther, 15 years of FPS experience, fucking God's gift to Marvel Rivals to get the same value out of somebody who just got, I don't know, plays a few hours a day of Rocket Raccoon. You know what I mean? So DPS players, they get frustrated at that. And then support players get frustrated because they're getting called boosted. They're not boosted. Yeah. That's it, guys. I think especially the very high skill support heroes are like Invisible Woman and Luna and Cloak and Dagger and Loki and Adam and Mantis. That's a lot of them. It's really just Raccoon. Raccoon is very simple, I think. Oh, ignoring Vanguards? Okay, here's the thing with Vanguards. I feel like they might be harder than anything else. They're like, in terms of mechanical skill, Vanguards are easier than DPS, but in terms of game sense, hardest in the game, for sure. One reason it's easy to get a lot of value out of support, like 90% value when you're not 1,000 hours in the game, is because the most optimal way to play is to stand behind your whole team and just heal them and never really do any damage or go for playmaking potential stuff. You just heal everyone, farm your ult as fast as possible. It's very straightforward, but tanks, not straightforward, you know? Wait, what's the Necros clip?
I hate Redditors who play support. Okay, this is why I hate support players, guys. I hate support players because they are literally allergic to good takes. They're just fucking morons. They're idiots, and I fucking hate
Oh my
them.
god.
I hate them. They never have any good takes. It's exactly what ruined Overwatch. Why is Overwatch shit? Because it's just dominated by supports. It's because
Okay, hold on. Context. Holy shit. He came out swinging. The reason he's saying support mains ruined Overwatch is because how many of you guys know about Brig? How many of you know about Brigitte? Also, this is probably rage bait. This is definitely rage bait.
caved in and listened to fucking Redditors. That's why it's fucking boring. If they have good DPS and I have a bad backline, I'm probably gonna get farmed that game. It's
Okay. Okay. The reason he's saying supports ruined Overwatch is because in Overwatch, supports were not good at dealing with dive in most of the ranks. Like Genji and Tracer were killing them a lot. But in high ranks, Genji and Tracer were horrible. Like, they sucked. And support players were good at dealing with it. And because there was so much complaining on Reddit and the Overwatch forums about how, oh, supports can't deal with dive. We have no way to deal with dive. Overwatch added a hero named Brigitte, who on a 8-second cooldown could press E on a teammate and instantly heal them for 250 health, which was obscenely broken. But that wasn't just it. She also had like a 400 HP shield. She had a stun. She had a boop, and her ultimate gave her like 500 HP, it made her entire team completely unkillable. Not only that, but her ult lasted until you shot the armor off of them. So she could use her ult between fights and it would actually be good. That's how broken it was. She could just completely waste it. Also, her stun led to a one-shot combo on any dive hero. If they got hit by her stun, they would die instantly. So it's a very popular take that support players whining on Reddit ruined Overwatch because it made the devs add Brigitte. She completely changed the game. She was a required pick for years, and she created a meta called GOATs that literally nobody could solve. And for like 2 years, all of the professional teams ran the same team comp. Brigitte, D.Va, Zenyatta, Lucio, Zarya, Rhine. 3 tanks, 3 supports. Nothing could beat it. So DPS players got really mad because there's no DPS in GOATs. They had to learn how to play Brig. Or Zarya. And the only way, even after so many nerfs to Brig and so many nerfs, they tried everything. The only way the devs could solve this GOATs problem was by adding in role queue and forcing everyone to have 2 tanks, 2 supports, and 2 DPS. That's why he said that. Wait, I need more Necros
It's completely
clips.
out of my control.
Wait, this was a month ago.
I'm playing against a good backline, and they're pressing their ults on time, and my backline isn't. I'm cooked, bro. I'm cooked. Like, what do I even do? How many times have you died and you
This is the same one.
this?
It's just a little more.
Easier to play.
Oh, wait.
For it to turn off your brain roll. I agree. 100%. It's a lot easier to play. It's a lot easier to play at the floor. Okay? It's a lot
that's what I was
easier to play
saying.
at the floor. A support player playing their character at the support's floor is a lot more useful to a team than a DPS playing near its floor.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is gonna be another really hot take. I will be
There's
honest.
so much stuff about Necros.
I will be honest. When I think about it, let's all collectively give our opinions at the same time.
Eskay agrees with Necros. Oh no.
You guys,
No.
Who do you guys think, on average, are the worst players on the team?
Oh no.
Which role typically has the worst players? If I asked you guys, you guys are
everyone's saying
ironically.
DPS.
You guys know it's the support players, bro. You guys know it's the fucking support. It is not deep. Shut the fuck up, chat. You guys are just trying to be funny. You guys are trying to be funny. You're just rage baiting me.
I think this is actually different in each rank. During the triple support meta, in really high elo, it was so frustrating because when you have triple support, the way that you win is not through like individual playmaking or through high skill or high mechanical skill or like really cool plays. The way you won was by using your ults better than the other team did. And the ults in question are the 3 support ults. So, you Luna ult when you have to, right? Then you Su ult when you have to. Then you Cloak and Dagger ult when you have to. But if you let someone die before you popped it, that was really bad. If you used 2 of them at the same time, that was really bad. And all of this stuff is like really easy to do in comparison to what one above all players are doing on other roles. So it was very, very frustrating when you're like a one above all Psylocke player and your teammates double support ult, or your teammates use Luna Snow ult in like a 2v6. These are very, very noob mistakes to be making at a very high rank. So that's why a lot of one above all players are saying support players were the worst players on their team. But I don't think it's the same in outside of like Eternity. And it's low-key not the same this season, actually. I feel like triple support meta inflated a lot of support players' elo in Eternity and one above all. But now support is actually difficult to play because there's a lot of dive. And if you die to dive, then like you're gonna lose. But if you're really good at strategist and you don't die to dive, then you aren't gonna lose, you know? So the strategist players now in one above all are pretty good. But in the triple support meta, when it was super, super easy to play support, you literally just could never die, and all you had to do was press your ult on time. There was a lot of players in Eternity that really didn't belong there. I think Necros and Boger are rage baiting for content. It's getting them a lot of a lot of viewers. It's funny. They both agree with what I'm saying, I'm sure. It's getting them a lot of attention. It's really funny. They're raking it in. Yeah. They're fucking with everyone. No, I think they like mostly agree with what they're saying, but they're also saying it in very controversial ways to make it more rage baity, you know?
It's just support players. They are just okay. The reason I say
Like
that
Boulder
is because
TikTok?
so how many times, like let's say someone's doing bad on DPS, how many times do they get told to fucking swap to support? Like you don't see like someone being like, oh man, you're really bad at support, go DPS. This is gonna be another really hot take. I will be honest, bro. I will be honest.
Wait, that is true. Whenever someone's doing bad on DPS, everyone tells them to swap to support. Does this perhaps imply that support might be easier than DP? Whoa. Okay, we're getting into uncharted territory here. Hold on, let's move on. Wait, what did Boger post? This drama is so fun.
Strategist is hands down the most miserable role to play on Rivals right now. From being blamed for every loss, dive heroes,
Eskay reacts to Boger reacting to a TikTok.
hyper-sustain heroes jumping you, losing 30 plus for every loss when you have the most heals and assists.
It's true, support is the most boring role, is the most miserable role, and it's unfun because you don't have the tools to deal with anything, and you do lose a lot of points. Here's the thing, having the most heals and assists will never net you wins in any game, because heal botting and assisting is not proactive gameplay. It is mandatory to heal and assist your team, but if your team is dog water, you are not going to win that game. One of the main reasons why support is so much more fun in Overwatch than this in Rivals is purely because in Overwatch you can get kills on support. Ana, Kiriko, Zen, Baptiste, even Brig, you can kill stuff and be proactive. In Marvel Rivals, you rarely have the opportunity to be proactive. Jeff is a good solo character.
I talk about this a lot. I was a support player in Overwatch. I love support in Overwatch, and when I play Overwatch, I still play support. In this game, I fall asleep at my desk playing support. Because not only, like Boger said, do you not really get the opportunities to make big plays, like carry plays where you kill someone, you get a big pick. Oh, you hit an ability that sets your teammate up for kills. It's also discouraged because anytime that you spend searching for those opportunities or taking those opportunities is time that you're not getting the heals on your team, meaning you farm your support ult slower, and the only way to stop a DPS ult or a Vanguard ult is with a support ult. So, if you're farming your ult slower than the other team's strategist, then you lose the fight. So you can't go for these plays, you can't, like it's suboptimal to flank as Invisible Woman and boop someone off the map, right? Like, yeah, it's funny, but you're also 50% behind on your ult compared to the other Invisible Woman. Yeah, you got the pick, but now they have support ult and you don't. Like, it's Jover. It's Jover. And also, there's just so much damage in this game that sometimes you just cannot look away from your team at all. You like turn away for half a second and they just explode. I don't know how they would solve that. Yes, yeah, okay, hold on. Yes, Opposart, that's true. I was playing in a tournament with my Dart Monkeys team, and my coach told me, stop thinking too much, just sit in the back and heal people. You're trying to make too many plays and you're farming your ult too slow. I was like, oh, damn. Alright, because I was on Sue and I was off-angling, trying to look for pulls into my team so we could get kills. But that also meant I wasn't able to, what's the word? Like, pierce my team and get as much healing. Like, if you're just standing directly behind your whole team, you can pierce all of them with one shot. But if you're standing on an off angle, you have to do two shots, like one on a person to your left and one on a person to your right versus one. So you get less healing and you farm your ult slower and then you lose the game. Yeah, like, the thing I'm doing is higher skill, cooler, and playmaking, but it was suboptimal. But there's also a lot of nuance and counterplay to the defensive ults in Overwatch. Lucio beat drop, for example. If you press Q, he goes, well, let's break it down. And then there's a second where he flies in the air, and then when he hits the ground, the ult goes off. If you kill him while he's flying in the air, the ult doesn't go off. So a lot of players, it becomes this mind game in super high elo, where I have my ult and they know I have my ult, so they're gonna try and kill me when I press it. Basically what they do is they hard focus me, get me really low, and then I can't press it because I'll die if I press it, and then I'll lose my ult. If I press my ult, yeah, I explode, I die, it's over. Or if I press my ult before that, they might kill me during it. There's also like stuns or hacks that like Sombra hack, which means you can't use abilities. It will cancel your ability if you get stunned mid-beat. So what happens is I know about this, and this like really nuanced counterplay happens where I know they have Sombra EMP, so which is like her ult basically, and it will cancel mine. So I stand behind a corner and I wait for her to press it, and then I use mine rather than popping mine and then getting ulted by her. I hide. Or if I know that they're all going to rush me down as soon as I press my ult before the fight starts, I use my defensive ult aggressively so that we can run at them and I don't have to worry about getting it cancelled. There's so much depth and so much interaction with this compared to a Luna Snow ult where she presses a button, she's almost unkillable, she's unCCable, you can't stun her, you can't cancel it, you can't get her low and then force her to not use it. Basically, you force Luna to ult, and then she ults, and you stand there for 12 seconds, and you can't do anything. No one can do anything. There's no counter. It's boring. The problem is it's boring. And if you go in and force them to Luna Snow ult by getting her really low and forcing her to ult, it's not even that big of an advantage because the ult lasting for 12 seconds means that now this Luna Snow ult is just an offensive ult for the other team, and you're going to have to defensive support ult or your team is going to die. So your really good play, forcing the Luna Snow to ult, has resulted in a 1-for-1 support ult trade, which is not advantageous for you. You weren't rewarded for your good play. There's no winning against Luna Snow, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can mag ult her, or you might be able to hit the magic skill shot on her, or you hit her with an Iron Man ult, and that's cool. Like, I like the counterplay there, but that's only 3 or 4 heroes that get to interact with this 12-second ult. Everyone else stands there and shoots at the tanks to farm ult as fast as possible for 12 seconds. Versus, let's talk about Zenyatta ult in Overwatch. It's the same thing as Luna ult. A lot of healing, and he's invulnerable during it, but it only lasts for 6 seconds, and he farms it really slowly as a trade-off. Luna ult is one of the fastest charging ults in the game. Necros killed my entire family. Oh no, that's horrible. Also, as a trade-off, Zen doesn't really have anything to save himself. He cannot heal himself, he doesn't have a stun or a freeze, and he has no mobility. The only way he can defend himself is by hitting all of his shots because he does a lot of damage. And by positioning really well. Oh, he does have a kick now. That's true. But yeah, this is strategist in Rivals. I don't know. I think this whole, I don't know. I think people are bored. I mean, it's fun to talk about. Wait, there's more?
I hate support players, guys. They're just morons.
Real.
Necros not gonna let you hit, bruh.
Exhibit 47.
Real.
Agreeing with Necros is insane. You used to be my favorite creator.
As to why strategist players don't want to play strategist anymore.
As somebody who's played strategist, I think the reason why people don't want to play strategist is because the role is fucking boring.
You have a dude that plays nothing but Spider-Man talking shit about.
That's not true. Necros actually has like 5 lords. I wanted to really focus on the support gameplay in the background.
Be allowed, and he has the nerve to sit there and talk shit about support players. I challenge.
He's standing still on cart. He doesn't push up. He doesn't position. He's standing on top of cart AFK.
Challenge every single person that says that.
What is happening? Are you pro Necros? Oh no! Oh no! You're either pro Necros or anti Necros. If you're pro Necros, you are an enemy of the strategist community. If you're anti Necros, you are an ally.